to Green Flag Racing here at Memphis Motorsports Park, and just like every time before when he's been up front, David Rudiman opens up a quick lead. This time it's over Dario Franchitti in the 42. Mike Bliss in the 22 is third. That 9 car, Chase Miller, is a lap down. He's on the inside trying to hold off Jason Leffler. Can't do it.
These guys have been crashing like crazy throughout the day, and Randy, you got to believe that the cold tires, things like that's what's causing it.
And we got another one in turn 2. The 36 car this time goes around. Jeremy Clements, as he was running very well right up until that moment. Jeremy had ran up to the 16th.
That ain't your fault. I mean, hell, you give them all the room they need.
You could blame cold tires. People are just running into each other.
And you heard it right in the video. The frustration factors really start.
I think it's a 77.
People feeling like they're giving enough room, but it's not enough room.
No, that's right. And there's no reason to run over people. This is a long race. We're not even halfway yet, and these guys, there's half these guys got their noses stowed back to their radiators.
Take a look, the very tail end of it. Yep, he gets a little help right there, and it's the 77 car.
I really don't think Brandon Miller meant that in purpose. Looks like he got in the corner so deep, so hard, couldn't slow the car down, and got up in there. And Randy, it looks to me like...
Here we go. This will be a little nudge.
He's probably telling him he's number 1 right now.
And it looks like these drivers are just trying to pass all they possibly can on these restarts, trying to get all they can, every position, and they're overdriving these cars, getting them loose, sliding up the track, causing a lot of wrecks.
Well, if these keeps getting nudging each other, look at this, the most cautions in the Busch Series this year, 13 at Dover. Today we're already up to 11, and the rate these guys are banging into each other and sort of agitating each other, it could be a real full hauler in the NASCAR hauler at the end of...
Yeah, I think we need to talk about why is this happening, though. I mean, we got a pretty cool day here at Memphis, and Randy, on these short tracks, we all know it's about grip. It's about getting heat in your tires, and can these guys get enough heat to get racing here?
Well, it takes 10 laps. The 10th lap on these guys' tires are the fastest. But then again, you got to get some heat in these things before you run over somebody.
Jeremy Clements in the 36 has been told he will be held 2 laps for that little incident out on the racetrack where he was holding up the 77 of Brandon Miller getting into the pits. Brandon, the 6th different driver in this 77 car. And let's talk about some. We've got some time here, guys. We've had 160 different drivers in the Busch Series this year, and only 9 have competed in all 31 prior races. What does that say about the series? I mean, it's hard for the fan to identify who's in what car. It's even hard for us from race to race.
Well, the series is really strong, Mark. It really is. They're doing a great job. Right now, you got to remember, this is kind of an isolated incident. We're at a short track right now. This is the shortest track in the NASCAR series. We call it, the grassroots style racetrack, a lot of bumping and banging. So let's not judge everything about what's happening right here. Nationwide's coming in next year. This series is going to grow and get stronger and stronger as it goes in. And with the new car tomorrow coming in 2009, NASCAR's got a lot of great plans for this series. It's a good time to be in the series, but not a good time right now, though.
Well, yeah, that's right. These fabricators are going to work in overtime here in the next couple of weeks.
All right, let's take a look at Dario Franchitti. There he is from David Rudiman's back deck as he is in 2nd place. Let's get an update on that Charger from Vince Welch.
Well, guys, they're playing a little cat and mouse between the 99 pit crew and the pit crew of Dario Franchitti, and they're pitted right next to one another, so it's easy to keep an eye on each other. They'll put their tires on the pit wall, and then they'll take them off, and then they'll put the tires back on the pit wall and take them off. But they're side by side in the pit box, in the pit lane, so there's a lot of watching what's going on in that other box.
There you see that bump with a ski mogul, and look out, we've got another spinner in turn number 3 and more contact into the wall. And it is the 66 of Steven Wallace, and Rusty, get your checkbook out, buddy.
Well, I saw that one coming, the 88 car of Brad Keselowski and Steven were going at it.
Okay, he's okay, all right? He's okay. The 88 dumped him on purpose. 88 dumped him on purpose. So get caught up here, get caught up. Guys, it looks like deck lid and left side. Deck lid and left rear.
Let's go back and take a look at it. The 88, Brad Keselowski.
Turn 3 going in there and just jacked them right up. You're on the brakes hard right there. You're on the brakes, and you're either going to lock up and slide into the guy. But then again, I mean, that started to restart before, Rusty. Going into turn 1, Steven was up underneath him. and they both went up the hill pretty hard.
All right, we'll step aside for another break as we're under our 12th caution. Stay with us. I know you've heard us say this before, but we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here at Memphis Motorsports Park. Our 12th caution for 51 laps. We're working lap number 108. We can tell you that the 88 of Brad Keselowski will be penalized 1 lap for aggressive driving for forcing this last yellow as he got into the 66 of Steven Wallace. And he comes in right now for a pit stop. Meanwhile, let's get an update on the 88 from Alan.
Well, Tony Uri Sr., the crew chief, told Brad about the penalty over the team radio. Brad's response was, well, I didn't wreck the 88. He slowed down more than I was expecting him to, and I did hit him, but I didn't wreck him, NASCAR, knowing that NASCAR monitors their scanners. But I'll do what you tell me to. So he's here. They're changing the tires. They're going to put a little bit of that bare bond patch on the hole in the nose from the contact and wait until that official standing in front of the car says you can go.
As we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, remember it was back here in June when he was discovered in the truck race subbing for Ted Musgrave. Dale Earnhardt Jr. saw Brad Keselowski do a very nice job, and that's how he ended up getting this ride. Right now, he's still waiting to be let go from pit lane as we go back to green flag racing here on lap 108 of 250.
Well, I tell you what, that 99 and David Rudman, these guys are going.
We got another spin. The 5 of Landon Cassill goes around. We can't even make turn 1, guys. What is going on out here?
Caution's out. Take your time here, Landon. Take your time. Caution's out. All right, bud. Get that thing in here.
At a point, it's humorous.
Is it full moon?
At another point, you're right. It's like, what's going on to the... You're saying this can't be a group of professional drivers that we see week in and week out banging up this much this soon. Take another look.
Everybody was checking up, and he got in there. He checked up, and Jamie didn't. That's the second time Jamie spun somebody out.
You know, guys, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but I think probably right now, if they had the time, they should stop the race, get them all out of the cars, have another driver's meeting.
There you go.
And ask them, what are you doing? Calm down. We got to put a race on for these fans, and I believe it might help if that happens.
Well, it's either that or bring them into pit lane and take a ruler like you did in school and then get your knuckle slaps. Here, does this remind you? Look at poor Kevin. He's leaning over.
He's sucking wind. He's going to need oxygen. Oh, they're going to need a double wipe for NASCAR hauler at the end of this thing.
Now, we talked a long time about how cautions breed cautions, and this is a bit ridiculous right now. But what I'm seeing, it's all being caused on these restarts. You guys just can't get the cars to stick to the racetrack. It's cool temperatures out here, like we talked earlier. Drivers just over driving the cars under these conditions.
And these guys, you know, they are... Jamie is one of the best in the business. He's a Cup winner, and he's run over 2 guys. So what do you do? I mean, these guys have to realize when you go back to green, guys, this is not a qualifying lap.
Well, good thing right now, Carl Edwards is up to the 9th position, guys. He's come from dead last all the way up through the field right now, and he's avoided all the wrecks. He's been watching what's been going on. He's done a good job keeping that thing out of trouble.
And there we are on board with Carl.